This is the Lytro Illum. It has a 40 mega ray, 40 million rays of light field sensor. We've taken the technology of the light field to do something for the first time in this product that we didn't do in the first one, which is to design a custom lens. This is a 30 to 250 millimeter equivalent focal length lens, so a bit over 8 times zoom. But the unusual thing is that it's f2 aperture, so a very bright aperture. It brings lots of light to the sensor across the whole range, even at the telephoto side. It has a very close focus setting. So you can, at the wide angle, you can focus all the way down until it's touching the front glass element. So you can get a very high level of magnification through this. So this gives a lot of creative range for extreme parts of the range, and this would be something for the future kind of optics that we would have. The camera also has an articulating screen, so you can get very close to macro and these kinds of things. This is powered with a very nice glass touchscreen, really smartphone class touchscreen with a processing system that's a Snapdragon 808, which is essentially tablet class computing power but in a camera. So light field photography and light field camera is an entirely new category in the photo industry. Very different than 2D imaging, because the thing that is different about this camera is that it has a totally new kind of sensor inside. And the sensor, called a light field sensor, it collects much more than just a 2D photo, much more than a 2D slice of light as we've had in the past. This collects the full light field, that is the set of all light rays traveling in some region of space. This fundamentally richer kind of data is what we capture in every shot, and when we process it, we can make amazing new kinds of pictures that you can focus after you take the shot. You can change the perspective in the scene to get a sense of three-dimensionality, as we can look at, or you can even make stereo pictures from it, stereo movies from a single picture. One of the new capabilities that we have brought to this product is something that we call depth assist. So there's a Lytro button here. This is the button to trigger depth assist. So if we press this, what you get is a visualization of the depth range here with a live showing of what this current scene depths are. And what I mean by this is if I change the focus, you can see the background is color-coded in orange here. Corresponds to this part of the depth histogram. And the parts that are colored in blue here correspond to the flower, and you can see them on the depth histogram a bit closer. One of the places that you can share these pictures to finally is on an iPad. And one of the things that's really great about viewing this on a mobile platform like this is that, of course, these have many sensors in them, so they can be reactive to our movements. So you can tell even as you just page around, the picture is three-dimensional. Actually responds to the gyro. It's a very deep field. This one, of course, invites you to explore through touching the focus. And you can also change the depth of field corresponding to a virtual aperture in this picture. So from very large depth of field, continuously through a shallow depth of field if you wish. We're targeting to folks particularly that probably are more familiar with and already very enthusiastic about photography. And so it has a lot of familiar affordances like rings to control the zoom and the focus, and buttons that that you can program to perform certain functions such as trigger autofocus, or to dials to control exposure compensation and things like this. The composition is changed in the most fundamental way now by thinking about what is the final effect of the picture going to be in an interactive form. When I take the picture of the bee, I've taken it in a way so that the plane of the flower where the bee is sitting is angled away from the camera, so that you get a sense of that three-dimensionality when you view the picture later. So you can feel the depth, because as you page through, you can feel the different layers moving against each other. And even though the picture is still about the bee, you get a sense of the immersive volume of the flower now in the picture. And this is deliberate.